From Studio 3 at Buzz TV, it's The Horse's Mouth with Tom McManus.
All right, welcome into another edition of The Horse's Mouth. Here at Tommy Max, of course. It's the B Teal segment with my good friend Brian Sexton, brought to you by our good friends YOLO Rum. That's right, you only live once, and that rum tastes just like it. Fantastic stuff. We're going to talk a little neuroscience. We have a neuroscientist here on the show. I think that might be a first. We're going to talk a little plumbing, a little HVAC, a little business, and we're going to get into it right now here on The Horse's Mouth. Let's welcome in the panel. Greg Correia is here from Fenwick Wakehoffs. Great to have you, my friend. Fenwick, what a name. It's been around forever.
Been around since 1969. Yep.
69.
Bill Fenwick Senior. Yep.
Okay, and what's your role with it? Are you sales? CEO? What are you doing?
I run operations.
Okay.
So Fenwick is under a larger umbrella now of Horizon Services, which we got 30 locations up and down the East Coast. So
okay.
I run operations for Fenwick and their sister company Wakehoffs.
Okay, so you guys did what? Equity come in and kind of.
Yep. So
give you an injection, and you guys stay on and help it grow.
Yep.
Awesome.
Private equity backed Horizon, and Horizon came down to Florida and saw the opportunity for Fenwick back in 2019.
How long you been with the company?
I've been with the company since February of 2020.
Okay. Biggest challenge being the operations guy?
Biggest challenge is managing the change. So when you get in a company that's locally owned, locally operated for a long time, and then a bigger corporation comes in and buys it out, there's a lot of change, a lot of panic, culture differences. So managing through that initial burst is tough, but we're on the other side of it now, and it's
good.
Great. So.
Off and running into the sunset and growing. Great to have you on the show.
Thank you.
All right, we got a doc on board. Dr. Drew Edwards is here from the Neurogenesis Project. How are you, Doc?
Good, thanks, Tom.
I didn't have it up there first. I'm like, come on, what's the doc always?
It's Drew,
doc? Tell us about what you're doing. First of all, back up. How'd you become a neuroscientist? How do you get to that?
Very carefully. I secured this. I was in the Department of Addiction Medicine at Florida, and we really studied the neuroscience and realized addiction was a brain disease. Then all the trauma and that stuff happened. And I did a lot of that and worked in psychiatry, but the sub-deal was addiction medicine, and I'd done that for a long time. Met Dr. Sean Orr. He used to be the chief of neurology at Baptist, also a Jaguar doctor, and him and I got tired of seeing all these patients slip through the cracks with stroke, head injury, TBI, because managed care isn't in the healthcare business, they're in the investing business, and people die. And we said, we're going to start this disruptive thing, and we see patients and we talk to them for 2 hours the first visit. And we find out and figure it out. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, absolutely. And then what's the Neurogenesis Project? Well,
that's it. That's the name of our company, where we really believe neurogenesis means developing and building new brain cells. We never thought that could happen. So with injuries, we can infuse you with, a lot of it is just natural stuff, and you can regrow brain tissue. We've discovered things like NAD and glycine and all kinds of new molecules and supplements that can actually restore brain tissue, and at the same time, they're also anti-aging. Anti-aging is the big thing, but it's basically stopping apoptosis, which is the programmed cell death. Reach about 40, you make more than you kill. About 40, you kill more than you make. We can change that curve now. You can make more than you kill, and basically extend your youth. And there's a lot of good literature on that right now.
Yeah, great to have you on the show.
Listen, I think that's important. And to play on to that, I find I'm in the middle of a 3-week digital detox, right? I mean, I am not, my phone isn't with me, I'm not carrying it, I'm not paying attention. I'm very intentional about when I pick that up. And social media, forget about it, right? The addiction that you talk about, because that is engineered to gain your attention span. It's addictive. I feel better. 3 weeks without picking that stupid thing up. You talk about your brain, you can feel your brain feeling better. It's possible.
They've done studies where people cannot look at it. You know, how long can you not look at your phone? And
right. I think I'm getting my brain cells back.
Yeah, it's such a waste of time. No one on their deathbed says, God, I wish I would have looked at more social media.
But the physiological effect of looking at that blue light constantly and craning your neck. Right?
It's horrible.
I mean, so if you take those things out, people who are watching this can make themselves feel better.
They will. And they will go through a little bit of detox, and because it is involved in things like dopamine. Dopamine isn't everything people is, but the whole brain gets centered around novelty and reward.
Right.
And you're bored with just go on social media, you won't be bored.
Yeah.
And
Doc, your project, because we only have a few minutes, Alzheimer's, dementia? Are we talking helping those patients as well?
Yes, there's some things they're experimental in a way. We can do the traditional things, but we understand that neuroinflammation and even the gut biome can be modified to help with inflammation, which is really brand new stuff.
Wow.
Your biome starts at the tip of your tongue. Like fluoride kills your biome.
Yeah.
I don't use toothpaste with fluoride anymore. I don't use mouthwash anymore. So it's all important, and we never knew it was. So basically teaching people this stuff, we're going to help a lot of folks.
Yeah, it's interesting with the fluoride. My wife's been on non-fluoride, and I never understood why. Like, I didn't know what the deal was.
And like mouthwash with alcohol?
Yeah.
They did.
Wow.
They took people off it for 4 days and dropped their hypertension to normal tension.
All right, we got to wrap it up real quick.
Okay.
I got to ask a question to the panel. What does it mean to be teal? Since this is a Be Teal segment.
So, I moved to Jacksonville 12 years ago, so I'm not really from here, but I love this city. And to me, being teal means being a productive part of the community and raising this community up, right? And showing the world that Jacksonville's a great place to live and a great place to be.
No doubt. Great answer. What do you say, Doc?
I was a little kid when the Vikings came to Minneapolis, and it went from a two-cow town to a great metropolitan area.
Absolutely.
And I sat next to Wayne Weaver at some function before that team actually started playing. I told him that, and he said, exactly. And he says, we need that here. And he was so committed to this community. It made me committed to it, too.
Absolutely.
It's a great place to be, and I want to be teal.
It's fantastic. Brian, last one?
Well, I mean, to change it up this time, listen, you talk about Mr. Weaver and the money that they have infused back in this community, right? I mean, you see Dolores' name, Dolores Bar Weaver, on a number of different buildings. You see Wayne.
I live in one.
It's everywhere because they have been committed to giving back, real philanthropy, and setting the tone. And it was in our contracts that we were going to do a certain number of events out there, and we were going to be involved in a certain number of things at a minimum. They were the first team in the league to do that. So being teal means being part of this community.
Yeah, that for three visits. You had to do 3 things in the offseason.
They changed the paradigm in the league, and it's why Jacksonville is special. Smallest market, right, in terms of medium market size, probably revenue in the National Football League. They're in the bottom quartile there, but growing, and we just got a new stadium too, right? We got a new stadium deal that's on the table. So it's all about this community banding together.
Keep winning, and it'll be great. All right, we got to go. Thanks so much for being here. Keep up the great work, and good luck moving forward, all right? Check out their great profiles. This conversation and so many others by just going to the website, dailynewsnetwork.com. So until next time, stay safe out there and be cool. And we'll see you right here on The Horse's Mouth. Cheers.
The coach should be going to bed at night thinking about the athlete and how they're going to help that athlete improve. They shouldn't be worrying about how am I going to quantify their improvement, or am I going to have to keep up with all this information? Those things that are kind of background to the coach focusing there on the athlete. And so what Dasher does is it takes all those side things away, allowing the coach to focus then on the athlete.